If you don't take your breaks are going to take you. Something that productivity studies and science are showing us recently runs counterintuitive to what we've been told for many years. Grind, 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 work, 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 more hours equals more productivity is the old way of thinking. But now we know better. We know that breaks, when strategically taken, can actually increase not only your performance, but also your happiness and just overall satisfaction and just give you more power for everything that you are doing. Let's dig in, and this is really one of those fascinating things with time management. That again, if you are not taking breaks, your breaks are going to take you. And it's kind of like if like I would equate it to a diet, and it's quite possible that you've been in a place, maybe you're on a diet, and you were thinking, okay, I'm going to avoid these foods, but you forgot to pack, I don't know, something good to eat, and you got hungry, and suddenly there's a donut in front of you, and what do? Ha! Right? You pounce. And so we're going to go through really a way to be donut free in terms of your time and in terms of your schedule. So what is it that science says about breaks? This is actually really cool. If you look at the way that that really the productivity, the way that productivity works is really they've broken it down into 3 different sections. So you have your go time, you have administrative tasks, and you have your creative tasks. And so go time, really, that is your most important business type of stuff that you have to get done. It is earth-shaking, you moving to get things accomplished, right? And so after that, we have the administrative task. It's your email, it's your putting in orders, it's those type of things. And then followed by creativity. It's your whiteboard time. It's how am I going to improve, or maybe it's marketing ideas. And so those are the ways that that most people are productive, is if you actually keep it in that order. So the order again is go time, followed by administrative, followed by creative. And you can actually divide your tasks up that way in the daytime. Now, there is a smaller section of the population that actually works in the opposite. Maybe that's you. So they're better if they do creative stuff in the beginning, administrative stuff afterwards, and go time at the very end. And of course, there should be breaks sprinkled throughout. So we're getting to the break part, but just having that, the way that your brain is typically picking apart work, usually it's best to be creative at the end of your day, because your brain is on, it is sharp, and it won't let you get by with just general ideas. It really is looking for all of the details in the beginning. And so usually after you've handled some heavy duty things and after you've done the administrative things, your brain's a little bit more blubbery and mushy, and it's just more open to some of those creative things. Oh yeah, I guess that can happen, right? It's kind of thinking in terms of that. And so that's usually the way that works. But don't forget, it could be the opposite for you. And when we talk about time management, it should be something that is extremely, extremely personal. Now, so there you go, go time, administrative, and creative. And in between, there are breaks. I'm going to give you some rules for breaks, and I'm going to give you some just some types of breaks. So we'll go into that in a second. But really, here are the best things that you can do in terms of breaks. Science says that breaks should be planned. Like we said, we don't want any donut moments with our time, because if you don't take a break intentionally, you're going to take it on accident at the moment you least want to. Really, usually it ends up being in those moments just before maybe a stressful thing is about to happen, and then you end up creatively avoiding it. Breaks, there should have separation. So you should literally be separated from the task at hand. You shouldn't be at your desk in front of the same thing. That doesn't count as a break. You're still working, even if you change desks. Breaks should involve movement. So they best occur when you're moving and maybe you're out for a walk, or you walk around the office, depending on the weather, inside or outside. Another good thing that is good to do during breaks is breathing. Right, all the way in, and you hold it, and then you breathe all the way out. You just exhale all the way out. And you take a few of those things, because you're probably not doing it right if you're sitting in a chair, or even if you're at a stand-up desk throughout your day. Stress can actually determine your breathing pattern. So breathing is good. The best breaks are social. So if you can separate yourself, you're moving and you're breathing, and it's social. You're talking with someone. Again, your brain is essentially, let's just say, you're allowed to change the channel. So it's like back to that PBS syndrome, where they realized that the average attention span of a child was 7 seconds. So they would change the camera angle every 7 seconds, and that's what actually allowed them, or kept them paying attention. But keeping it social is something that changes the channel. Nature, seeing trees or the sky, or anything that you can find in nature is phenomenal. I would add in these two as well: music, prayer, meditation, anything really that can transport you to a different time or place. Those are great things to do. But the idea is that we need to be able to separate for a little while, change our channel, and just remember that we're here for I can enjoy my life too. Everything is not hinging upon whether this goes through or whatever the scenario is that you're lifting. Now, breaks should be taken on average every hour. Now, I do believe that you should have a two-hour productivity block in the morning and a 2-hour productivity block in the afternoon. But other than that, you really should be every hour getting up to do something. If you want a way to build it in, go and get a nice water bottle or something like that, and chug some water. And if you chug one of these every hour, I guarantee that nature is going to take its course, and you'll have to get up and walk around every hour. So those are some things that can help you in terms of saying, okay, these are the types of breaks I want. So social media is not that great of a break. And I also wanted to introduce you to a work technique that actually utilizes the energy that comes from breaks, and it's called the Pomodoro technique. And I've tried this with great effectiveness, and maybe you should try it as well. The idea is that it actually came from someone who couldn't stay on task for a very long time. And they said, well, maybe I can stay on task for a short time. And so they set the Pomodoro timer, which is called a Pomodoro because it looks like a tomato. It was a kitchen timer, and they would set it for 35 minutes, and they would go as hard as they could for 35 minutes. And then when they heard ding, they would get up and take a break, walk around the office real quick, come back down and sit down and go at it again. Now, I've tried this and it works great. And for me personally, I like to have 45-minute sessions with 15-minute breaks. And I found that I can get more done because I'm concentrated on doing it, and because I know I'm getting a break. And so it's like, hurry, 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 come on, get this done. Do this great, focus. So the Pomodoro technique is something that enables people to have a laser-like focus and go out there and get it done. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try some of those things. First off, I want you to list your break menu. And by a break menu, it's everything from walking around to listening to your song to whatever it is. And again, breaks shouldn't be more than 5 to 10 minutes long, but they should be consistently taken. It could be stretching, it could be breathing, whatever it is. Then you're going to plan your breaks. And if you'll notice in between my sessions, whenever I'm looking at my calendar, I have this flex time. And so for me, those are my breaks. I'm taking those on purpose. And sometimes I'm actually walking around or moving around or just breathing in the sunshine. So plan your breaks. I want you to track them. In other words, how many breaks can you take in a day? Okay, that doesn't mean I want you to not work. It's just like, how can you intentionally take breaks? And I want you to try the Pomodoro method. Try for one day and see. So have everything prepared and ready and see if the idea of having a break, if you're willing to be laser focused for 45 minutes, see if that actually helps you to get more done. So all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Listen, don't be a dull pencil. Be a sharp one and continually sharpen yourself throughout the day and see how this impacts your productivity.